All right, hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm a professional astrologer. You can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com, and thank you for finding me here. So please share my channel. This is, well, it's good information for everybody, so why not? So today I want to talk about the month of September for each of the zodiac signs, and it is best if you, when you follow these and you go find your zodiac sign, that you actually find the sign for your rising. You know, what time you, if it's related to what time you're born. So that's the best way to do this. So when I'm speaking about any of the zodiac signs, it is a generalized forecast with some details, because I'm giving you the details about what's going on in the solar system, but how it relates to you as an Aries or a Gemini or a Taurus, whatever. It will be even more accurate if you know what your rising sign is. All right, I'm going to leave you with that, and let's get started. Okay, so this is for you who are Aries or have Aries rising. So let's start off with September 6th. On September 6th, actually September 1st, Venus, as a retrograde planet in the sign of Leo, makes a conjunction to Mars on September 1st. And when Venus and Mars are conjunct like that, that could be a volatile situation, or, you know, the meetup of lovers that haven't seen each other in a while and are very, very passionate. But the retrograde Venus does represent that there is something that needs to be gone over once again. And the Mars energy is taking action in whatever that is for you. That goes on in your solar fifth house. And if it goes on in your fifth house, that does represent where you're creative and lovers and where you're passionate. So for you Aries, this Venus retrograde conjunct Mars in Leo, all in your fifth house, is very much relating to what you're passionate about or who you're passionate about. On the 6th of September, Venus does finally station and go direct at the 14th degree of Leo, again in your fifth house. So whether you had a one-night stand a few days ago on the 1st or whatever that was, by the time Venus comes direct, and then it will come forward again and just make another conjunction to Mars in just a few days after the 6th, you know, you're going to have to live with what you've done, or look at the projects or the creativity that things that you're creating with that Leo energy of Venus and Mars and your fifth house. Interesting place to have all of this going on. So Aries, you guys are, you know, got some great times going on the first week of September, it looks like. Just be cautious and careful so you don't get a broken heart. On the 8th of September, just a couple days later, this Mars, yes, in Leo, Mars in Leo is lots of fire. It makes a sextile to Uranus and Aries. This is a big hit for Mars and Uranus. Whenever they're together, there's thunder, there's lightning, there's a lot of creativity, a lot of action. Again, this goes from your first house to your fifth house, so it is what is you. It's all about what you want and how you want to create. Aries is all about the self, the I am. What can I do? And it goes over to that fifth house in that Leo energy I just explained. So it's that creative piece. So Mars trine Uranus for you guys who are Aries, it really does represent being very creative and self-expressive. Self-expressive because of the Aries energy and where that Uranus is, because everything's constantly shifting and changing for you guys. I wouldn't expect that things would be staying the same for a while. Uranus and Aries is definitely giving you guys, keeping you on your toes, let's put it that way. All right, moving on to September 9th, we do have Mercury in the sign of Libra making a square to Pluto. That's just a day after this Mars-Uranus trine. This is tough energy. Mercury in Libra, and Mercury is slowing down to go retrograde soon, but Mercury in Libra is, it's nice. It's an air sign that just, Mercury is an air planet in an air sign, so it is fine with conversation. Mercury in Libra can be very, what's the right word? I don't want to offend anybody. Wishy-washy. You know, you don't want to say anything to hurt anyone's feelings. So if you have to tell a white lie, if you have Mercury in Libra, you're going to do it because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Or you're not going to tell the truth, because it's easier not to tell the truth than it is to lie to somebody or hurt their feelings. And that's just the kindness that Mercury in Libra wants to present, you know. But when it does make a square aspect to Pluto, this can be tough. That just means if you have been deceptive or not completely honest, it could very well come out during this time right around the 9th of September. Now we do have a couple days later, full moon. It's on the 9th, September 12th to September 13th, depends on where you live. The new moon solar eclipse is at 20 degrees of Virgo. So when we have in the new moon, it is for you, this will be in your 6th house of health. Now that 6th house of health and your daily routine and what it is that's important for you on a regular basis, it also represents your job. So when I'm looking at what's going on here, hopefully at some point in time, sorry, I thought I had a bug on me. I had to stop for a second. I don't. It's an old bite. With this new moon solar eclipse, I'm going to do a separate report for that, but I just want you to know it's in your 6th house of health and your work and your everyday routine. So there very well could be something shifting and changing for you there. All right. Your work, you could get a raise, you could get new assignments, you could be looking for a new job. If something ends as far as work goes, you know, if your job goes away, just know that when there's a new moon in an area, especially an eclipse, when there's changes produced by eclipses, they do create changes for the better, even though it might not feel like it at first. The tough aspects we have before this new moon means that, you know, we do need to be secure, safe and secure in who we are and within ourselves. And so this eclipse in that 6th house for you, Aries rising, it really does represent a shift and change in what your daily routine is about. So could be your health, could be your work. Keep an eye on it. You might even know already. You might feel it coming. Next on not July, I said July, it's not July. It's September 17th. Mercury will go retrograde in Libra at 2:09 p.m. This is East Coast time. This goes on in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. And so this tells me that, you know, again, with the square to Pluto that it created just a few days before that, that there is something going on in your relationships and partnerships, and you need to have a pretty decent conversation with somebody. All right? On the same day, Saturn actually does move back into the sign of Sagittarius. It's completed its trek through Scorpio. It had earlier and it went back, and now it's back out. That's on September 17th as well. So that means Saturn will be stationary pretty much on the day that Mercury is stationary, moving retrograde. Saturn's moving direct. You know, the 17th just might be a day where it's not that easy to accomplish much of anything. We might just have a difficult time moving through our own energy. So whatever it is like for you, just know that, you know, don't force things. Just allow things to be and do the minimal of what you have to, or just take baby steps to get things done. That's the best way to use this energy, especially when it feels frustrating. Ah, nice breeze. On the 23rd, the sun moves into the sign of Libra, so that's the fall equinox. That's at 4:21 a.m. East Coast of the United States. That also is in your solar 7th house, and it's always there if you have Aries rising. And what that represents for you is another focus in on the relationships. It's where Mercury is moving through that sector. It's halfway through that sector already, but it will come back to connect with the sun again. But I won't talk about that, because the most important piece of this is on the 23rd, when the sun does move into the sign of Libra. We are looking for that balance, that steadiness, what's fair. And for you, it is in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So those will be a focus for the next few weeks for you. Then on the 24th of September, which could also be the 25th, again, East Coast, West Coast times are different. Pluto does move direct. It is in your solar 10th house in Capricorn. So if there's anything that has been going on under the table, now that Pluto is moving direct, and it will take weeks because Pluto moves pretty slow since it is so far from here. There might be something will come up for you in regards to your work and what's going on in your career. More so the career and what you're known for. You know, secrets can be revealed. Now we can also just get on a general note, we might just get a little more information about what Pluto's really like. Pluto's might reveal a secret about itself. Now that we can see it for real, it might reveal another secret that we don't know about yet. It's just July right now when I'm recording this. It's like July 20th when I'm recording this, and we've only just discovered, you know, just gotten about a week ago the great pictures of Pluto. So who knows? on the 27th of September, we do have another full moon total lunar eclipse. It is at 4 degrees of Aries. This is at 10:51 p.m. East Coast of the United States. I'm going to do separate forecasts for the eclipses, but in the meantime, I just want you to know that this is going on in your solar first house. And so when there's a full moon in the solar first house, this is very, very important for you. It just means that there is something about yourself that you need to shift and change, and is being revealed to you. It may be revealed to others, but it will still be revealed to you in some way. When we have that full moon in Aries, we need to step out of our egos and into something else. And so this full moon in that first house for you is very, very important for you to focus and pay attention on the feedback you're getting from those around you, as to you may be too self-centered, you may be thinking about yourself too much, or it may be completely the opposite way, where you're not getting what you need for yourself. And you should know which it is. You will know. Just be open to receiving those messages. And I'll do more forecasts. I'll do more in depth with those when the time gets closer, early September. Okay. All right. I want to leave you with that. That is September for you, of those of you who are Aries or have Aries rising. I will be away from July 27th to August 7th. If you need to get in contact with me, send me an email through my website. I will reply when I get home, or maybe if I pick up my phone, I might reply there. I'm going to be camping. If you want to make an appointment, you can use the booked in option. It's all over my website, all over the pages. The bugs are everywhere. It's all booked in, is all over. You go in there and you can schedule your own appointment for what fits your schedule. And we'll leave you with that. Thank you very much, and blessed be. With gratitude. Namaste.